Hello, welcome back. Thank you for sticking with us on 10 News at Noon. I'm Katie Inman alongside meteorologist Julia Quady. And Julia, I think that a lot of people, you need to get outside today because we haven't really been able to soak up that sunshine and enjoy good weather in so long.
You are so right. You are so right. And I'm going to be one of those people taking my own advice here. I'm going to go out for a run today, maybe take that lunch break outdoors, do something to soak in the sunshine and enjoy this warmer trend that we're going to have temperature-wise going forward. Today we will eventually top out into those upper 50s. Right now, going to have a slow, gradual warm-up, reaching into those upper 40s here in downtown Knoxville under that abundant sunshine that's already in place. Going to have an uneventful view here of satellite and radar because of that lack of cloud cover that's across our region. So again, things are going to be quiet weather-wise for us for now. Looking at our temperatures across the region right now, sitting either in those upper 40s or lower to mid 50s across a lot of our neighborhoods here in East Tennessee. We'll see that cloud cover is going to remain at a minimum throughout the day today, kind of increasing a little bit over the course of our Tuesday, but temperatures will still be on the rise as well, reaching into those upper 60s by our Tuesday afternoon. We will see temperatures start to dial back a little bit back down to those upper 50s for our Wednesday. That's going to be tied towards a cold front that's going to pass through the region, also giving us some rain chances that could make for a bit of a soggy weekend ahead for Valentine's Day. I have details for that full forecast coming up in just a bit. Katie?
All right, Julia, thanks. The family of a man who died after he was restrained for more than 9 hours in the Monroe County Justice Center has reached a more than $1 million settlement with the county. Lester Isbell died 1 year ago after police arrested him while responding to a medical emergency. The federal lawsuit alleged Isbell's rights were violated when he was wrongfully detained and not given proper medical care. Video inside the jail shows Isbell was stumbling and hit his head on a concrete bench. The lawsuit claims before Isbell was restrained in the chair, a nurse did not provide a medical or mental health evaluation on him. He then sat in that chair for 9 hours with no food, water, bathroom break, or medical assessment. We talked to Isbell's daughter back in August, who says she learned about his death in a phone call.
I don't think a slap on the wrist would be justice, because ultimately everything that was done and played a role in his death. Everyone there had a chance to help him and decided not to.
7 former jail personnel and 2 former contract nurses will be in court February 27th for charges connected to his death. A former Tennessee football player faces assault charges out of Florida. Authorities say James Pierce Jr. was in a fight with former Lady Vol and current WNBA player Rickea Jackson. Jail records show Pierce is facing 2 counts of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. He also faces aggravated stalking and charges for running from police. Authorities ordered him to stay away from Jackson. This afternoon, we're remembering Blount County Deputy Greg McCowan. Sunday marked 2 years since his death. Investigators say McCowan and Deputy Shelby Eggers were conducting a traffic stop when Kenneth Wayne D. Hart Jr. shot both of them. Deputy Eggers survived, but Deputy McCowan was killed. McCowan was 43 years old and left behind a fiance, children, and grandchildren. After that shooting, D. Hart led police on a multi-day manhunt before he was eventually captured just 1 day before McCowan's funeral. A judge threw out D. Hart's first grand jury proceedings last year and allowed him to have a redo. The jury chose to indict him on all charges. His attorneys asked a Blount County judge to move the grand jury proceedings out of Blount County. They also wanted information on who was on the grand jury and to record the proceedings. The judge said no to most of those things, but did grant another request. And the judge said the testimony of Deputy Shelby Eggers, if she testified, could be recorded. D. Hart was indicted on 21 charges, including premeditated first-degree murder and attempted first-degree murder. Now let's go ahead and get another check of the forecast with our meteorologist, Julia Quady. Hey, Julia.
Hey there, Katie. It's going to be a gorgeous afternoon for us here in East Tennessee on this Monday. Temperatures already starting to increase from this morning into those upper 40s at the lowest. Other areas, particularly nearby the plateau, are already warming up into those mid 50s. Taking in this gorgeous look from our Gatlinburg camp, nothing but sunshine in store for us today. Little to no cloud cover expected across the region. Warmer temperatures are expected all throughout this week, reaching to those 50s again for us today, upper 50s to be exact. By tomorrow, reaching into those upper 60s. We're going to have multiple opportunities, though, for rainfall in the forecast this week, beginning on your Wednesday. That's going to be tied towards a cold front that's going to come through into our region. Have a bit of a dry period briefly between your during Wednesday and Thursday, then have another opportunity for rainfall coming in for our Friday, making for a bit of a soggy weekend ahead for your Valentine's Day. Break down more details and show you that on Futurecast coming up in just a bit. Katie?
All right, Julia, thanks. Still to come, if you are a Tennessee basketball fan, you have probably heard his name, but his story goes far beyond his stats. After the break, see how Felix Okpara's story proves a family can be built in more ways than one. Vol basketball player Felix Okpara is 21 years old and stands nearly 7 feet tall. Fans know his name and his talent, but it's his story off the court that makes him truly stand out on the team. He has a story packed with perseverance, bravery, and love. One couple in East Tennessee played a major role in his journey, too. 10 News anchor Shay Smith shares the story of Felix Okpara and his family.
Before the crowds, the lights, and the jerseys, 14-year-old Felix Okpara said goodbye to his family at the airport in Lagos, Nigeria.
It felt surreal, I remember my parents driving me to the airport, had my siblings with me, and at first it felt, I thought I was dreaming.
Meanwhile, a Chattanooga family prayed and prepared to welcome another child into their home.
I always had a heart for kids and just kind of felt what we were, just kind of felt like God led us to do that.
In August of 2018, Felix stepped off of a plane in Atlanta, then walked through the front door of his new home with the Levitts in Chattanooga.
Like I said, it was scary because, growing up, I was a really shy kid and quiet. And, it was hard for me to get used to people.
Felix began his freshman year of high school at Hamilton Heights, sparking his basketball journey.
I didn't know anything about basketball till the same year, 2018. I never played basketball in my life, never watched a basketball game or nothing.
Felix was brought to the States from Nigeria for the sport.
It was more of, I was tall for my age, and they saw like I got more, I got a lot of growth left in me. For my family, it was more of getting a good education and just trying to, get a better future.
But the path towards a better future wasn't always easy.
I wasn't getting better. I just wanted to go home and talk to my parents, but I couldn't do it.
But slowly, Felix gained another family.
I always wanted him to feel welcome and not feel like he was a stranger or just a visitor in our house.
After just playing basketball outside a bunch, I would just go down and ask him if he wanted to go play basketball, and after a couple of weeks, we just started really getting close.
About a year later, in 2019, Felix's brother David was brought to the United States for the same reason.
That was the, the goal, to find a family that was, accommodating as the Levitts were. And I mean, that's pretty much what our parents were told and all that kind of stuff. But the path was totally different. They had us doing whatever they needed help with. If it was football, baseball, I mean, clean up the school, take care of like whoever was, at the school and stuff like that.
David says his school and facility was not what his family in Nigeria was promised. He also had little communication with Felix or his parents.
Even the times when I would ask for permission to go see my brother or go to vacation with them, it was always like a grumpy yes. It wasn't like oh yeah, you go do that. It was always like, why do you want to do that? What's your plan? And even after saying yes, there's like rules, like you know what you're supposed to talk about, you know what you're not supposed to, stuff like that.
In June of 2020, David was allowed to go on vacation with the Levitts and Felix. The Levitts decided David should move in with them, but the handlers who brought the teens over denied that request. Months later, the Levitts got a call from the middleman. Despite Felix's success, they were on their way to pick him up and take him to Atlanta and away from the Levitts.
We called his parents in the middle of the night, and they were like, we didn't issue this. Felix at that point came to us one night and said, I don't want to leave this house.
With the blessing of their family in Nigeria, the couple decided to adopt Felix and David.
One night we got a call from his mom, and she was like, listen, protect my boys, pretty much whatever you have to do. And so Adam got in the car, drove to Atlanta, called David when he was pulling in.
The Levitts faced pushback from the handlers, but continued to protect the two. On January 4th, 2021, a few days before David turned 18, the Levitts officially adopted the brothers, turning the family of 5 into a family of 7. Then 8, when Kennedy Okpara came to the United States in August, and they adopted him in September. The Levitts, who he once called a host family, now just his family.
It is good. It's, like I said, it's better having two of everything. Just having two pairs of parents.
All 3 young men played or still play college ball. David graduated from Cedarville University. Felix dreams of going from Tennessee to the NBA. And Kennedy plays basketball at Lipscomb University. The Okparas and Levitts stay in regular communication with their parents back home in Nigeria. And Felix says he plans to go back home for the first time since he left later this year. Still to come in your national news, it has been more than a week since Savannah Guthrie's mother disappeared. After the break, the plea from her and her siblings as investigators search for their mother.
Hey there, good afternoon and welcome back. Taking a look at this gorgeous view from our Gatlinburg cam over Mount LeConte. Nothing but clear blue skies and ample sunshine for us to enjoy here across East Tennessee. Temperatures are also slowly, gradually warming up more and more over the course of the afternoon. Right now sitting into those upper 40s with light variable winds in place across the region. We'll see that all of us will be in for even warmer temperatures later on this afternoon, right around 3 or 4 o'clock, topping out into those upper 50s. So again, well above average high temperatures for us to enjoy today. I encourage you to go for a walk, maybe take a lunch break outdoors, just do something to bask in the sunshine and warmer temperatures that will be sticking around throughout the majority of our work week. Looking ahead towards tomorrow and your Tuesday, we'll be topping out into those upper 60s, but we will have a cold front that's going to be set to arrive into our Wednesday. So heading towards the second half of our work week, temperatures will start to dial back a little bit, falling back down towards those 50s, eventually lower 50s, reaching towards the upcoming weekend. So again, all tied towards that next cold front coming into our region. That's also going to give us some rain chances as early as late on Tuesday, carry on over into your Wednesday morning. Rain chances are going to last permanently. We'll start to see that a little bit more of that colder air behind that cold front settling in into your Wednesday afternoon. So we'll have a bit of a moment of a dry spell Wednesday into your Thursday. Then we'll see our rain chances begin to enter the forecast again for us on Friday, lasting into our upcoming weekend. So you want to keep that umbrella on hand pretty much Tuesday night onwards for the next 7 days here. I will see again a bit of a soggy spell coming into our region here in East Tennessee, especially for your upcoming weekend for your Valentine's Day. But I'm going to focus on the most happiest point of our forecast. I think, Katie, is going to be those warmer temperatures lasting for the next 7 days.
We have to just latch on to that. Julia, thank you. In your national headlines, the search for Savannah Guthrie's mother is now in its 9th day. Nancy Guthrie was reported missing last weekend after not showing up for her church in Tucson, Arizona. Authorities are describing the case as a possible kidnapping or abduction because of ransom notes that they have received. And they still have not named a suspect or person of interest in this case. Today is one of the supposed deadlines. Gabriela Becerra heard from the church Nancy Guthrie was supposed to be at before she went missing.
Sunday morning began with prayer.
We prayed for Nancy's rescue and her release.
At the same church 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie was supposed to attend 1 week ago.
Bring her home safely.
She never made it, and her absence is what sparked a search that continues for an 8th day.
It's heartbreaking, and I pray she's okay.
Investigators suspect Nancy was taken against her will from her Catalina Foothills home around 2 o'clock last Sunday morning. Her blood was found on her porch, and security cameras were disabled, leaving no video evidence of what happened. Nancy's children, Today Show host Savannah Guthrie, along with Annie and Cameron, now telling their mother's possible abductor they're willing to pay for her release.
This is very valuable to us, and we will pay.
The FBI and Pima County Sheriff's Department has not fully legitimized a potential ransom letter and follow-up note sent to KOLD-TV, a news station in Tucson. The letter reportedly demanded millions of dollars in Bitcoin and has a second deadline on Monday. The sheriff says no suspect, person of interest, or vehicle has been identified in connection to this case. Investigators spent Sunday conducting follow-up at multiple locations, including at Nancy's home, where 2 people were seen searching the back of her property. Late Saturday, investigators were seen taking pictures inside her daughter Annie's home. They left carrying a paper bag and evidence case. As the search for Nancy keeps taking twists and turns,
I don't know what they want.
Neighbors tell me they haven't stopped praying for her safe return.
I still feel she's here somewhere, you know? I'm shaking because I believe she's here with us. And I just pray that they find her and she comes home.
Investigators have already made one arrest of a Southern California man who is accused of making a false demand. The former girlfriend and longtime accomplice of the convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein pled the fifth in a virtual deposition this morning. The House Oversight Committee subpoenaed Ghislaine Maxwell to testify about her and Epstein's crimes and their possible collaborators in an alleged sex trafficking ring. Maxwell is less than 4 years into a 20-year prison sentence. The panel still has 5 more depositions scheduled as part of its probe, including of former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton and former President Bill Clinton.
Panamá, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala, México, Cuba, República Dominicana, Jamaica, Haití, las Antillas, United States, Canadá, a my motherland, mi patria, Puerto Rico. Seguimos aquí.
Well, it was an explosion of culture, music, and cameos as Bad Bunny took the stage for this year's Super Bowl halftime show. The football field transformed into a set that looked a lot like Puerto Rico's sugarcane fields. Pop star Lady Gaga and Ricky Martin made appearances as well. And the Seahawks weren't the only ones who went home with rings. An actual wedding happened on stage during Bad Bunny's performance. Yes, it was real. A lot of the people thought that the ceremony was part of the show, but it turns out the two officially tied the knot right then and there. The couple had invited Bad Bunny to their wedding, and he responded by inviting them to get married during his performance. Wild. And toward the end of the performance, Bad Bunny held up a football that said, "Together we are America." The performance ended with fireworks that showcased the Puerto Rican flag and a Jumbotron message that read, "The only thing more powerful than hate is love." Conservative nonprofit Turning Point USA hosted an alternative halftime show following backlash over Bad Bunny's performance. Their show was headlined by country and rock singer Kid Rock. Country singers Brantley Gilbert, Lee Brice, and Gabby Barrett also performed. More than 5 million people tuned in to watch the alternative show live on YouTube. Now let's turn back to our forecast now, and we feel like real winners here in East Tennessee because of this weather, Julia.
Absolutely. We are winning in life all throughout this week. Even with the rain chances coming to the forecast, I will take rain if it still means we can keep these warmer temperatures. And so far for your 7-day forecast, that's how it appears to be. Taking a look at this afternoon, we'll see our temperatures continue to increase, reaching up into those upper 50s, again under abundant sunshine that we'll have in store for us today. And we can thank these warmer conditions to be coming into our forecast because this ridge that's begun to set up throughout portions of South Texas and over closer towards Louisiana, just giving us this warmer wave of weather that's going to just drape across the southeast. So not even just for us here in East Tennessee, a lot of us across the southeast going to be enjoying warmer temperatures this week. Looking at our Wednesday, we'll start to see a bit of a trough starting to develop that's going to push a cold front into our region into your midweek. So we'll see a small drop and dial back with our temperatures into the second half of our work week here, back down to the 50s after we reach this upper 60s on our Tuesday. Also, we'll see some rain chances enter the forecast late on your Tuesday, carrying on over into your Wednesday morning. So we could be in for a bit of a soggy commute heading out the door for your Wednesday as that cold front pushes its way on through. Then heading towards your Wednesday afternoon and then carry on over into your Thursday, going to have a bit of a dry period briefly before rain chances return yet again as we head into your Friday and for your Valentine's Day weekend. So don't put that umbrella away too far after we have a bit of a dry spell again on your Wednesday and Thursday, because right now rain chances are trending to be a bit on the soggy side looking ahead towards your weekend, Katie.
All right, Julia, thank you. Still to come, it is Black History Month, and there are events all around Knoxville to celebrate. After the break, the ones you can get in on this weekend. Coming up later today on 10 About Town, water is coming back for people in 2 East Tennessee counties. We're going to tell you what Jefferson City officials are saying about the new membrane that is now installed and what it means for water tanks across the city. That's this afternoon at 4 on 10 About Town. February is Black History Month, and there are events all around Knoxville to celebrate. On Friday, McClung Tower and Plaza is hosting the Frederick Douglass Day Transcribe-a-thon as part of a global effort to preserve Black literary history by helping transcribe historical documents connected to Frederick Douglass. Then on Saturday, Beck Cultural Exchange Center is hosting a Black History Month brunch and theater. You can find a full list of events right now on WBIR.com. And as Julia has been saying this weekend, you're going to really be wanting to find those indoor activities.
Just to be on the safe side, because right now it looks like how the forecast is shaping up to be on the soggy side for this weekend. But we are going to have a dry start for the first half of our work week. Just going to have abundant sunshine, temperatures topping out today into those upper 50s. But again, we will have those rain chances coming in by late Tuesday into our Wednesday with that cold front passing through. Then, of course, the colder, drier air associated on the back end of that system. So it's going to give us some dry conditions on your Wednesday afternoon. That's going to carry on over into your Thursday. Then we'll have the next round of shower activity coming in by Friday. That's going to lead towards those shower opportunities to look ahead to for your Valentine's Day weekend. So don't keep that umbrella too far away all this week.
Yeah, umbrellas, rain jackets, rain boots, all of it.
All of it.
Julia, thank you so much. And thank you all so much for watching with us. We hope you have a great rest of your Monday. Soak up this sunshine, make it a great start to the week. And of course, you can always watch us on 10 News Plus. Download for free on your TV, and you can watch